Hey, so I wanted to share this video with you to share with you a really weird ritual that I do in the morning. It's weird and you may find it unusual, but to me, this is the single most important thing I do to create elegance and flow and ease in my day. So many of you know that I meditate every morning. That's obvious, but it's what I do after meditation that is a little bit more interesting. So if you were to observe me after I finish meditation, what I do is my hands are moving, my eyes are closed, my hands are moving in this way, and I seem to be playing with these invisible objects. I may check my phone, then I put the phone down and I continue playing with these invisible objects. But here's what's really going on. What I'm doing is I'm manipulating the energy of my day. I'm checking my phone to see what are the important meetings, what are the important projects I'm working on. And I'm working on the energy of these meetings, the energy of these products, the energy of these creations. I'm actually working with the energy. I used to believe that I was just a meat body and that success in life was about pushing, was about your brain power, was about hard work, and all of that is true. But I would now say that's only 40%. 60%, I believe, is the way you work with energy. Most people do this unconsciously. But you can be conscious about how you work with energy. And you can consciously, I believe, program intent and program flow and program synchronicity into your day. So I learned this from a variety of different teachers, and I'm actually combining a variety of different techniques. But one of the teachers that was most influential in teaching this to me is Jeffrey Allen, an American engineer who now lives in Japan and is a master of energy work. And if you find these ideas interesting, if you already have a meditation practice, but you want to get to the next level, you got to explore this.
I went from being an engineer, I was a software engineer for 15 years. And while I was doing that, I always had this side hobby of energy work and working on intuition and playing with energy. And it got to the point at some point where it felt like I had this division in me. Even though I was by day a software engineer and making my money that way and very successful, my heart was somewhere else. I wanted to change my life and become an energy healer full time, not just kind of as a little side gig. And a lot of us get to this place where we've got this division inside where our actions and what we're doing day to day don't really line up with our passion. You know, even if we're successful in what we're doing, it doesn't quite feel right. I felt like I'm kind of wasting my potential. You know, I'm kind of bored in this happy, successful life, and I didn't know how to get out of it. So what I did was I sat down energetically and I started clearing out everybody else's information and ideas about what I should do and what it would look like. And then I looked at what my fears were and started moving those out as well. And just working on this energy part, I got this really clear feeling that, oh, this can happen. This transition is going to happen in about 2 years. And at the time, even though it was not as soon as I wanted, I felt this huge relief inside, just knowing that the universe is going to bring what I want, and I don't even have to know how it's going to do it. So fast forward to 2005, it was New Year's, and I realized, oh, this is the year when I'm supposed to be transitioning, you know, into this new career. But I haven't really done anything in the physical world yet. I wonder what's going to happen. In February, my boss came in and she said, we want to give you a promotion, but we can't give you any more money. So think about what you want and let us know. So I sat down the next day, again, tuned into the energy, which is what I always do. And I got really clearly, oh, take a week off and go visit your friend in Germany. I'm like, okay, that sounds fun. And I got asked for the entire month of May off, paid. And I thought, oh, she's never going to go for that. But I trust my guidance. I always listen and I follow it. It's actually a little harder to follow your guidance than it is to hear it. A lot of people get guidance and then don't follow through. But you'll find that if you do follow through, amazing things happen. So the next morning, I talked to my boss, told her these 2 things I wanted, and to my surprise, she said yes. I could take this vacation, I could have the entire month of May off. I was totally blown away. I never would have asked for that if I hadn't followed my guidance. So before I know it, I'm in Germany visiting my friend, enjoying myself, and I happen to bump into another friend, someone I'd taken clairvoyant training with and teachers training with. And she said she was living in Uganda, Africa, and she had a school where she was teaching intuition and energy healing. And she taught her students everything she knew, and she was kind of looking for some next steps. So she was asking me for next steps. We started talking, and then she mentioned, oh, by the way, I've got I've got to go somewhere else for the month of May, and I need a substitute teacher to come in and run my school for that month. I just started smiling and I said, well, as it turns out, I happen to have the entire month of May off. Up until that point, I had no idea why I needed the month of May off or what I was going to do with it. So before we know it, it's May. I'm in Uganda. I'm teaching energy work and graduate clairvoyant work to people. And it was fantastic. And I was a little bit afraid when I went in that they were going to find out that I was really a software engineer, right? I felt like I was a software engineer kind of pretending to be this energy teacher, even though I had the credentials in the background. But by the end of the month, I'd seen such amazing results with all these students. I'd seen them make changes in their relationships. One woman got a new job offer while I was there. It was just all these amazing changes. And I realized, wow, this can be my life. If I can let this happen, this can be the life that I want. So I looked at my fears, kind of cleared them out. And I had this interesting insight. I realized, oh, maybe I'm actually an energy healer pretending to be an engineer. And that really shifted things for me. That gave me the insight to lean in and say, yes, I want this, I can do this. Again, I didn't know what steps to take next, but I knew that just clearing the energy would pave the way. So I went back to the States, and in August, I'm meditating in the morning like I always do, and I got this really clear insight, said, put your house on the market. And I thought, what? I don't want to put my house on the market. Where am I going to live? I just finished this renovation on my house, and I don't want to do that. But it's my guidance. I always listen, so I just kind of put it on the market. I listed it a little high, hoping it wouldn't sell. And a week later, I was headed down to Sedona to visit a friend. My first time there, and just driving down the canyon towards Sedona, it was really clear, oh, I'm moving here. I'm moving to Sedona. I don't know anything about it. I've never been here, and I don't even know why I'm going. So, but the feeling was so clear. That's how guidance is for me. And the next morning I'm meditating, did a little yoga, I'm meditating, and I just tuned in and asked, Sedona, why are you calling me here? Why am I going to move here? This beautiful voice said, come here and be healed. And I thought, oh, wow, I'm sold. That's the best invitation I've ever had. Come here and be healed. So again, I looked at my fears, I cleared the energy out, and I did a little energy work on the house, right? So I cleared out, I just moved the energy where I was still hanging on and said, it's okay if it goes. And something amazing happened. Within 1 hour, I had a full price offer on my house. And by noon that day, we were under contract. And I couldn't believe it. I went home and I just had to go in and talk to my boss and say, hey, I'd like to cut back to half time and I'd like to work from home, and home's going to be in Sedona. And again, I was afraid, I was going to get in trouble here. And she said, it's okay. We love you. We want you to follow your dreams. We're happy to have you half time if that's how much we can have you. And before I know it, a month later, I'm down in Sedona and I'm starting this new life for myself. And the interesting thing to me is that I didn't plan any of this. I didn't sit down and make a little plan which steps I needed to take. All I did was work on the energy until I had clarity. I said yes to the guidance that came in and followed it. And then I moved out my fears, and then I sent a little energy down those paths. And I'll show you how to do that in this masterclass today. So you can get try this for yourself and see how it works for you. Now, there's one more part of the story. When I got to Sedona, I thought, okay, now I'm here, but I don't know how to run a business. How am I going to get clients? And I'm tuning in and meditating. And my guide said, well, let's start with the financials. How much money do you want to make? I said, oh, okay. I'd like to make $100,000 a year. And I'd like to give 10% of that away. And it was really funny. My guide said, oh, that's actually 2 goals. And you can accomplish one of those goals right now by giving $10,000 away. This is the kind of guidance I get. But the thing about listening to your guides is that they don't tell you what you want to hear. They tell you the truth, right? And it's scary to follow, but if you get in the habit of following, pretty soon you realize, okay, if I follow this guidance, my life is going to get better than I can imagine. because I'm not using my brain to organize it. I'm getting something even better than I could do by myself. And that's what happened in this case. So I started negotiating and I said, okay, I don't really want to give away $10,000, but how about if I gave away 100 healings worth $100 each? That'd be like $10,000 worth. And they said, that's a good idea. And we recommend that you give away those healings to other healers. I'm like, okay, I can do that. They said, and one more thing. We want you to make a website. And every time you give away a healing, just put a little picture and a little bio about that person on the website. Just kind of a free way to help them out and give them a little free advertising. I didn't think anything of it. I thought, sure, I can do that. So this 100 Healings project started up, and I was getting healings to healers in Sedona, and I was putting their bios online, and something really amazing happened. Google loved my website. So if you went into Google and you typed in Sedona massage, which I don't do massage, my website came up. Sedona acupuncture, my website came up. Sedona energy healing, my website came up. Basically any modality you could put in, my website would come up. And that website mostly focused on all these healers I was working on, but on the sidebar just had a little picture of me and told about my project. And people started coming to this site and saying, well, who's this guy that's giving all these healers healings? I want to go to this healer's healer. And that's what built my business. That got me to that $100,000 a year business. So they were totally right. If I just gave it away in the specific way, my other goal was achieved too.
If you listen to Jeffrey's stories and you break them apart, there's so much there about guidance, about trusting your guides, about coincidences, about the future unfolding for you in such a magical way. And I love how you put it to me once. You said step 5 is really letting your dreams unfold naturally. Once you trust that you've taken care of the energy and you give the material world time to catch up, your dreams start unfolding naturally. And that is really what we mean by the true essence of spirituality is life becomes easy. Life becomes easy because your life is filled with synchronicities, with coincidences. Good things happen to you. Good people are drawn to you. The bad seems to steer away from you. When you learn to program energy, you move from struggle to ease. And so many people right now are going through some struggle. Perhaps you are. It could be a struggle in relationships, in health, in income. When you learn the tools of duality, your life moves from struggle to ease. Insights, ideas, aha moments flow to you, but not just intuitive insights. You find yourself in the right place at the right time. There's a word for that, synchronicity. It's hard to explain how it happens, but you simply seem to have insights and guidance that make you lucky. So many of us out there desire to enhance our spirituality. And people ask me this question all the time. How do I grow in my spirituality? What you're about to learn is a pathway to get there from one of the world's leading teachers, Jeffrey Allen. And this is a step-by-step pathway, just a few minutes a day, that is directly applicable to life. If you go to stories.mindvalley.com and search for Jeffrey Allen's program Duality, you'll see there are close to 500 case studies of lives changed because of this program. And the reason for this is because this program creates such a massive transformation in people's lives. His program Duality, first produced in 2016 on Mindvalley, went on to become one of Mindvalley's best rated and best selling programs. In 2021, we refreshed and updated the Duality program with Jeffrey's newest teachings and ideas. Over 1 million people have enrolled and learned from Jeffrey's programs on Mindvalley, including this masterclass. Nicoleta from Romania spoke about how she started being able to see her energy patterns. Eric from Barcelona spoke about how his life changed in a matter of 3 days. Mafon Itakarin, who's a tax lawyer in Houston, spoke about the massive shift she experienced upon taking Duality. Check out the story by Deanna Cobden from the USA. She was amazed at just how easy it was. And one of the things that we see in the hundreds of case studies we get on Jeffrey Allen's Duality program is people who never thought they could do it suddenly experience it within days of starting the program. Adrienne Cobb spoke about how she now uses the techniques from duality every single day in her business. Attila Telkis, who's a coach from Hungary, spoke about how as he started using this, his relationships improved. People, including his coaching clients, enjoyed being in his presence more. There's something to that. When you do energy work, people love being in your presence. You start hearing compliments such as, I don't know why, but I love having you around. It's a really, really beautiful feeling. Now, what I want you to know, if you're watching this masterclass, is you don't have to check into a monastery for 20 years. You don't have to meditate on a cushion for like 12 hours a day for 7 days. The way you learn through Jeffrey is through the Mindvalley method, which means tiny upgrades to your belief system, practices that you can instantly apply, and learning as a community. The duality program is divided into 8 chapters. Each chapter goes deep into a skill of duality, of operating as a dualistic being in the physical world and the energetic world, until you get to a level where your dreams unfold naturally. Now, Jeffrey, how many weeks does it take to get to this level?
So you could get through these 8 different chapters in 6 weeks. Some people take a little longer, maybe take another week or 2, but anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks is a very easy target to get through all of these.
Yes, it's a very deep program. And what I want to do is I want to invite you to dive into the program. Now, here's the best part. You can try it out 100% risk-free. So, Jeffrey, a couple of years ago, it was about 2 years ago, I went to a shoe store in Santa Monica. And the shoe store, I won't give the name of the store because I don't want to distract anyone, but it sells some of the highest quality shoes in the world. And because the shoes are such high quality, the store basically says pick any pair and use it for 2 weeks. You can wear it on your feet, you can wear it every day, you can spend hours in these shoes, and anytime in 2 weeks, if you feel the shoe isn't right for you, come and return it. You don't even have to exchange it, you can just return it, get your full money back. So there's no way to lose in this, because you either end up with a great pair of shoes for life or a great pair of shoes for 2 weeks completely free. And I felt that great products, this was such a good promise. So we decided to do the same with Mindvalley. So on Mindvalley, you can enroll as a student in duality. You can go through the entire program in 2 weeks. And at any point in 2 weeks, with one click, you can get your money back. It's a one-click refund. When you enroll in Mindvalley, you'll get a login and a password. You log in, and right at your account, you can click cancel, and boom, the money goes back to your bank account. You don't have to pick up the phone. You don't have to make a trip to a store. You don't have to even send an email. This way, if you want to really go deep in this, but you're not sure, you can try it out and go through the entire program in 2 weeks. Now, the program itself is meant to span 6 weeks because it's roughly 20 minutes a day. We stretch it out into 6 weeks in the form of what we call a quest. A quest is like a journey. And the reason it's stretched out over 6 to 8 weeks is because we want to give you 20 minutes of practice and wisdom every day and build up your skills. So ideally, you are doing all 8 parts once a week over 8 weeks. But again, you can go as fast as you want. And if you decide you just want to do it in 2 weeks and then click refund, so be it. All you got to do is enroll on this page. Directly below this masterclass video, you'll see all the full information on duality. And all you got to do is click enroll. In addition to this beautiful risk-free opportunity, we're also giving you a special discount on this page. So you are saving considerably. Jeffrey, can you give us an idea of what you're going to be teaching in each of the 8 chapters of duality?
Oh, you bet. So duality is really fun because remember, I'm an engineer at heart too. So I got the opportunity to take all the information that I've learned and practiced in over 25 years of energy work and organize it in a way that you can go through step by step, even if you don't know anything about energy work. And you can get from the beginning all the way to the final stages. So in chapter 1, we look at getting present in the body. So what are the energy tools you can use to get very present in the moment, here and now? And what you'll find when you do that is you feel so much more alive and present in your life. and your relationships start to feel a little more vibrant too. I've had students actually tell me just this one tool they learned in the first chapter, that their husband said, I don't know why, but all of a sudden you're so attractive. I'm just looking at you all the time. and she said, I think I know what it is. I think it's that tool that I learned in chapter 1, because she was being very present in your body. You tend to glow like that. And in chapter 2, we work on mental clarity. So we do a little bit of what you learned today and then take it to the next step. So how do you get that really calm mind so that you can tune in and hear your intuition well? And this is really important because most of us have a deep sense of intuition, but the noise is just drowning it out. So when you learn to calm the mind down, turn the analyzer down, this gets really, really clear, and it just feels good. Also feels good to be around you when you have a calm mind. In chapter 3, we work with circulating your energy. So if you're going to do energy work, you want to circulate more energy through the body. And this can be used to energize your body, to heal your body, or to create projects or create work that you want to do in the world. So basically, you're going to have more energy to work with. It's pretty cool. In chapter 4, we look at something a little bit unusual. So in 4, what we're looking at is empathy. So a lot of times people feel that they're very sensitive to the world around them. Either they're getting kind of stepped on like a doormat, or they just feel uncomfortable being in certain social situations. Now, if you're one of these people, you're going to love chapter 4 because you learn to create energetic boundaries that are very clear and that people can sense and respect without you even saying a word. This chapter on empathy is so amazing. So you don't feel like you're kind of an energy sponge. You don't feel like you have to be a prickly pear to keep everybody away. You can find that really soft spot in the middle where you're approachable and you're comfortable. So personal boundaries are so, so important. In chapter 5, we start looking in detail at the energy body. So we're looking in particular at the chakras. So what do the chakras do? And more importantly, how do you use them in your life? So a lot of times when people learn about chakras, they're learning this kind of esoteric or historical perspective, which is fun, but I like to look at the functional part. So how can I use my chakras to communicate with people better? Because when you meet somebody, your chakras are talking. It's more powerful than body language, this chakra talk. And when you learn how to use it, you'll be surprised at how fun your conversations are, how much deeper they get, and you'll know when to kind of wrap up in a good timing too. We'll also look at, in the chakras chapter, we also look at manifesting. So it turns out that energy manifests down through the chakras. And if you have a little block in one of the chakras, that's the place where you're always going to get stuck, where you almost create what you want, but don't quite get there. If you've had that feeling over and over, like, oh, I'm at this place again where it almost happened, but it didn't quite happen, we'll address that in chapter 5. We'll find where is that block in the chakra, and we'll help you move it out. Now, in chapter 6, it's kind of interesting. So there, what we're looking at is your belief system, and in particular, the energy of your beliefs. So again, I always work on the energy side. So where are your beliefs stored energetically in your body? And the reason this is powerful is you don't actually have to know what the beliefs are. You can just notice where are the ones that are holding me back, and then start to move them out energetically. It's really powerful. And this is how you make major paradigm shifts in your life and in your world, is working on the beliefs energetically and just moving them out. This is the fastest way I know to create a big, big change in your life. Chapter 7, we're going to actually use all the different tools that you've learned so far and use them to amp up your intuition. So I always like to say that people are already using their intuition. You have intuition, everybody has intuition, but a lot of times it feels like it's kind of quiet, or you can't quite get it, or you feel uncertain. And you can use all the energy tools that I teach in duality to actually turn that up so that it feels much more clear and your guidance just feels like a normal part of your life. I really love this chapter. And then chapter 8 is where we wrap it up. And this one's kind of fun because one thing that's a little different about duality is I'm teaching energy work from a very functional perspective. And actually, I have Vishnu to thank for this, because Vishnu was the person that said, these energy tools are really exciting, but why do people want to use them? How is it going to help in their life? Where are they going to apply it? Right? He helped me ground this teaching into the here and now and what people really want in their lives. So duality goes from this very functional perspective through the energy tools. But as you do that, something is going to happen inside you. As you apply these energy techniques, you're going to notice, I must be a little bit different than I thought I was. I thought I was just a person doing things in the physical world, but it seems like I have these extra superpowers I didn't know about. And so this kind of light bulb goes on, and you want to know, who am I really as a spirit? So that's where we go in chapter 8. We look at connecting with your higher self so you can embody that higher you. We also do exercises for connecting with your higher guidance and your spirit guides. So if you'd like the stories I told where my spirit guides are giving me specific information, I teach you how to do that in chapter 8. Now, it might take a little practice to get as clear as I am with it, but these are the same tools and the same techniques that I used. I just put in the time to make it happen and develop my expertise. So those are the 8 chapters that we go through in the duality training.
Jeffrey, thank you for sharing that. So as you can see, this is a really deep program. It goes deep into energy work. The total length of the program is 14 hours, which is why we suggest you do it over 8 weeks. And it's designed using the unique Mindvalley Quest methodology, which is a learning model which is so effective. And this is why we have 15,000 case studies. It's because we layer on new beliefs, new habits, new opportunities for growth, new ideas, new practices, day by day by day by day by day for over 2 months. And at the end of that period, you literally emerge as a new you. Now, you may be wondering, what is the cost of this program? Well, if you were to go to a seminar of this type, you'd be paying close to 4 to 5 grand. But because Mindvalley is the biggest company of its size, and because we have millions upon millions of fans, 20 million precisely, and hundreds of thousands of students, we're able to bring the price down. So if you scroll down below this masterclass, you will see just how much of a saving you're getting. And keep in mind, this saving is only on this page. As a thank you for you watching this masterclass, if you close this page, you will not be able to get it for this same price. And remember, if you're wondering if it's worth it, try it out. Duality and the entire Mindvalley platform for 2 weeks completely risk-free. And at any point, if you feel this isn't for you, with one click, just refund yourself. You can even complete several weeks of the program and still refund yourself. It doesn't matter. Just like that amazing story of that incredible shoe company in Santa Monica, we believe in the quality of this product, and we know that the vast majority of people, once they dive deep, their life changes so much, they want to go deeper in this work and truly make it part of their life. If you've loved what you've learned thus far, I want to invite you to go deeper with us and enroll in the full duality program. The full duality program is an 8-week program, just a few minutes every day, but 8 weeks that gives you everything you need to be a master of energy work, to bring energy work into your daily life. When you enroll in duality, there's also a series of custom bonuses that you're going to get just for enrolling on this page. The first is an energy healing start guide. This is a guide for those of you who want to dive straight into energy healing. There's a second bonus by Jeffrey, which is called Healing Negative Emotions During a Period of Growth. As we go through growth, negative emotions sometimes come up. This is an opportunity for us to address these emotions so we can transcend them and step into a new vision for ourselves. This bonus helps you with that. The third bonus is clearing energy blocks. It goes deeper in clearing whatever blocks are preventing you from greater abundance of money, abundance of health, abundance of love, and abundance in all areas of your life. But that's not where it ends. When you become a Mindvalley member, it's not just Jeffrey Allen's duality that's open for you. All our programs are open to you. Here's the recommended flow that we suggest if you want to go deep into mastering the art of energy. Start with duality. And when you're done with duality, you might want to dive into Jeffrey's second program called Unlocking Transcendence. Jeffrey, could you give us a quick idea of what Unlocking Transcendence is about?
Sure, Vishen. Yeah, Unlocking Transcendence is really fun. It takes a different approach than duality does, and it takes you on a journey into yourself. So rather than learning about information and practicing different tools, you're going to go on a different journey every day. So I basically took all the amazing meditations that I've done, all the different visualizations that I know over the years, and I just put them all together and organized them step by step. So you can learn how to upgrade your physical body, mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, and have a bigger impact in the world. And it's just a really fun journey that's not about the mind, but all about your experience with energy and awareness.
It's next level. I love how you get us to meditate and then send our consciousness from our mind across the room to the other end of the room and project our consciousness to different areas. It's a remarkable program. It is basically, you know how for our physical body we have a gym. For our spiritual body, it's Unlocking Transcendence. So you can do duality, and like I said, it could take you, it's designed to go through in 8 weeks. Some people do it in 2 weeks, some people do it in a weekend. It depends on how far you want to go. But when you're done with that, while you still have your membership, you can dive into Unlocking Transcendence. Now, some people decide to go into these programs. They decide to go deep into energy work for healing. If so, you want to dive into Donna Eden's energy medicine. Others want to go deep into energy work for relationships. You know, imagine you're the CEO of a company or you want to improve your love life. For this, they go into Donna Eden's energies of love. Others want to tap into higher intelligence for supreme guidance to move them towards their mission. For that, they might go into Michael Beckwith's program, Life Visioning. And likewise, there are programs on deep meditation, like the 6-phase meditation. There are programs on manifesting. There are programs on developing psychic ability, such as the Silva Ultramind system. There's a vast area of programs just in the spiritual field. But you don't have to stick to spirituality. You might decide after doing duality to jump into a program on entrepreneurship, or a program on your physical body, or a program on improving your memory. All of the greatest programs in every genre of personal growth in the world are coming to Mindvalley. Mindvalley is sort of the Netflix of this entire industry. Not only can you attend live classes with everyone from celebrities like Matthew McConaughey and Priyanka Chopra to our teachers like Ken Wilber and Michael Beckwith and Sonia Choquette, but you as a Mindvalley member can create your own live class and post it in our app and invite other students to connect with you. And finally, you get the world's most advanced meditation tool. With Mindvalley's meditation tool, you have access to 300 meditations, which are customizable. So while you're studying duality, if you decide there's an aspect of yourself that you want to heal or you want to grow into, you can find a meditation from leading experts, Bob Proctor, Marissa Peer, Sonia Choquette, and apply these meditations to elevate your life. All of this when you become a member. This is why many people say Mindvalley was one of the single greatest investments they ever spent in their life. And with that, I invite you to scroll down below, become a monthly member or an annual member. The best way to discover this is to dive in. And we've also arranged a special bonus surprise for you. When you become a member, we are going to invite you to a live call where a personal guide is going to get on a call with you and 5 to 10 other members. You're all going to get connected and you're going to learn how to use the platform. So we are going to be there directly in person, in real life with you to ensure that you are set up for an incredible journey. These orientation calls will be available for you and you can book your call as soon as you become a member. Jeffrey, any closing words?
Oh, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody for joining. It was my pleasure to share a little taste of energy work with you. And I hope that you keep going and working on your energy body. It's just such a fun and amazing way to live your life. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'll see you in our Mindvalley membership.